This is Ulster Television. It's 10 o'clock, time to join Leonard Parkin and Reginald Bosanquet for the late-night news from the studios of ITN.
Well, Gus MacDonald's documentary Camera comes along at 4 minutes past 11. Until then, we have a short film for you on Alaska.
And I hope you enjoyed tonight's movie. Next from Ulster Television, our Friday matinee, where at 2:45, Tom Adams as Charlie Vine finds where the bullets fly. This spy spoof is at 2:45 on Friday.
Now on Ulster Television, we join the ITN for news at 5:45.
In a few moments' time, we have the latest regional news and weather. But before that, we go to ITN for the national news.
In 5 minutes, we'll have today's news in Ulster. But first, at exactly 1 o'clock, we take you over to ITN for news from around the world.
At 10:45 tonight, Michael Caine and Jane Fonda head the cast for California Suite, our late evening feature film described as a comedy with a touch of drama. That's after Love and Marriage.
Talking to people in their way, in their homes. Ulster Television can take your customers to paradise and back.
Our next feature film has Jane Seymour starring in a romantic ghost story entitled The Haunting Passion. That's a movie premiere on...
Jane Fonda and Robert Redford star in a comedy about two honeymooners in our next feature film. That's Barefoot in the Park, a Monday matinee tomorrow afternoon at 1:30.
Christmas Day on IT.
The next feature film on Ulster Television is tonight at 11:25. Laurence Olivier stars as the head of a dynasty of car designers in the film based on Harold Robbins' novel, The Betsy.
Stay with us on UTV for the concluding part of our mafia movie The Godfather, and a reminder that you can see The Godfather 2 on Tuesday night on UTV.
So, as the province is invited to say goodbye to Ulster Television, what else could we do than show you, yet again, the wee man from Strabane.
Now before Heartbeat, a UFO sighting on Schofield's Quest. Now Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone head the cast in Basic Instinct, which contains some strong language.
Crisis hits Cardale in peak practice tonight on UTV at 9 o'clock after the bill. That's Esther and Badalin Skinner Unplanned will both be about 5 minutes later than advertised tonight. But now on UTV, Coronation Street.
Good morning and welcome to UTV. Good morning and welcome to UTV.
PC Quinnan returns to the bill at 9 o'clock, but now you've been framed.
Double trouble for the Olsen twins now on UTV in Our Lips Are Sealed.
We're behind the scenes of Lord of the Rings in 30 minutes here in UTV. That's after the planet's funniest animals. Now on UTV, Claudia Schiffer and Macaulay Culkin head the cast in our movie, Richie Rich.
Well, Carol Volderman revisits some houses in her team made over in Better Homes Revisited at 8 after an hour-long Emmerdale. Well, taking us up to the news at 10, some extremely angry people in Red Mist 3.
Pierce Brosnan stars as 007 James Bond in our movie GoldenEye in 60 minutes here on UTV. That's after Wish You Were Here in 30 minutes. And now, Emmerdale. We bring you the best of After They Were Famous in 30 minutes here in UTV. That's coming up after Emmerdale. Coronation Street is on your screens in 30 minutes here on UTV. That's coming up after Emmerdale. Tonight with Trevor McDonald is on your screens at 8 o'clock tonight here on UTV. That's coming up after Coronation Street.
Well, don't miss Kelly tomorrow night at 9 when he makes someone £100,000 richer or even a millionaire. Now, though, on UTV, Emmerdale.
There's a chance for a lucky viewer to win our What's to Win £1 million in Kelly on Friday night at 9 o'clock here on UTV. The winner might just want to join the cruise ship. The local news on UTV Live is on your screens at 5 to 2 this afternoon after Dimbleby. And now, World Sport.
There's a lot of angry people about in Red Mist 3 at 9. Now, though, Audrey is determined to save her family in Coronation Street.
Classic drama on UTV tomorrow at 8:30 in Goodbye Mr. Chips. And tonight at 5 to 8 we discover what's in store for Emily in Coronation Street, right after Emmerdale.
Liverpool Cathedral is where we'll be for tonight's Christmas service on UTV at 11:15. But now the nightmare continues for Louise in Emmerdale.
We've a package holiday special in 30 minutes here in UTV. That's coming up after Coronation Street.
Good morning and welcome to UTV.
Now on UTV, a series of news bulletins featuring the events of the very first Christmas week, reported as if they were unfolding now.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Sounds very plastic.
And now on UTV, Between the Sheets. This programme contains scenes of a sexual nature.
Here on UTV in half an hour, we have a full roundup of today's national and world events on the 6 o'clock ITV Weekend News. That's after the results of your vote now on the Toy of the Year show, hosted by Eamon Holmes and Kerry McFadden.
We'll slip between the sheets in half an hour on UTV and frolic with Frank Skinner and guests at 10:30. First, though, back to Coronation Street. Tonight's news starts at 10:30 on UTV, but now Richard Gere and Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. At 8 o'clock tonight on UTV, Larry Turner, Freddie Starr and Vanessa Feltz are among the famous faces signing up for a spell at the Celebrity Fit Club. Before that, Lesser Spotted Ulster in half an hour after Emmerdale.
UTV Live is at 5:10, followed by Sport on Sunday. Right now, the search is on for the Toy of the Year with Eamon Holmes and Kerry McFadden.
June Ackland's about to get the shock of her life in the Bill tonight at 8 on UTV after Coronation Street in half an hour, and now Emmerdale. Coronation Street's in half an hour here on UTV after an embarrassing moment for Eddie now in Emmerdale. Steve Penk shows us some of TV's naughtiest blunders tonight at 11 o'clock on UTV after the news, which starts at 10:30. First, Taggart's crime crackers get their teeth into a new case.
UTV Live is at 5:02, followed by Sunday Issue with Fergal McKinney and Secretary of State Paul Murphy MP.
And before turning the tide, we go back to the Copeland Islands now with Joe Machen. Tonight's late evening news begins after Wall of Silence at 11 o'clock with UTV Live at 20 past. Now back to Coronation Street.
In half an hour, Gillian Porter presents UTV Live, and following that, it's Sport on Sunday with Nigel Carr at 6:35. But first, highlights of the Milk Cup 2004.
And with the football on at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, it means that UTV Live will be at the much earlier time of 3:30. The ITV News is at 7, Emmerdale will be at 7:30. Tonight, Win, Lose or Draw Late is in half an hour on UTV after RPM. News and sport from UTV Live at 10 to 5 today after Passion and Corruption now for Inspector Morse. Now on UTV Stakeout, this hard-hitting comedy drama contains violence and strong language throughout.
Now the movie The Howling, which is a supernatural fantasy horror. This film contains scenes of a sexual nature and violence. Dee Wallace stars in the horror flick The Howling at 10:55 tonight. That's following now the ITV Weekend News.
Coronation Street is on your screens in 30 minutes here on UTV. That's coming up after Emmerdale. The latest local news from UTV is on your screens in just over 5 minutes. That's after the very latest national and international news from the studios of ITN in London.
We've Emmerdale at 7 o'clock, followed by Coronation Street at 7:30. Then a double bill of Heartbeat begins at 8 o'clock. But now, the national news. We'll hear about the huge success of the George Best Foundation from George's sister Barbara McNary and his father Dickie Best at 11:15 tonight. Special guests of Jerry Kelly on UTV.
In 20 minutes, Tracy McGee presents the UTV News. That's included on the National and World Bulletin from ITN now at 10:30. This is UTV, your home for Christmas.
Good morning and a very warm welcome from all of us here at UTV. We look forward to your company today and we hope you enjoy the scheduled programmes.
A double bill of the hilarious Harry Hill now on UTV. His TV birth is coming up shortly, but now a koala on the rampage and other camcorder calamities. In all new, You've Been Framed.
Is Northern Ireland really ready to make the sacrifices that are needed to counter the problem of climate change? It's the Insight debate tonight at 10:40. Matthew's secret unravels and Andy looks set to spoil Joe's good fortune in an hour-long Emmerdale tomorrow night at 7 on UTV. Now though, things get no better for Maria in Coronation Street.
In 20 minutes, all the latest local news from the UTV News Centre. But first, it's over to ITN for the national and international news.
You could win yourself a load of money on our interactive game show Brain Box beginning tonight at 11:25. Stay with us now for a late roundup of national and world news from ITN. It's 14 minutes past 10.
Now on UTV, The Jeremy Kyle Show. The programme contains accounts of violence and abuse which may be upsetting to some viewers.
Duke Special, The Furies and the Oscars. Don't miss this week's 7:30 show on Thursday night. Tonight on UTV, Crossing Jordan is at 2:35 right after Brain Box.
Here on UTV later this afternoon, we join Bradley Walsh for our game show The Chase. That'll be at 5 o'clock. Now it's Dickinson's Real Deal.
This is UTV. Good evening. We've all the latest local news and all the weather details coming up after Wednesday's ITV News at 10. Two more brainy families battle it out to become Britain's brightest on UTV at 11:10. First, Eamon Malley is face to face with Joe Brawley.